Today we are going to discuss about the Carnot refrigeration system and simple BCRC cycle. We will look about their comparison, and we will also talk about the formula for refrigerating efficiency, and we will look about the mathematical formulations involved in the respective cycles. Okay, so I am going to draw the TS diagram. I will draw it fast because we have discussed that earlier also. Okay, so this is the TS diagram, and we have now vapor dome over here. This is point first, and this is a compression. This is the condenser process, and we have this throttling process. We are naming these points 3, 4, 5. So now that the diagram is drawn, okay, so let me write which is the Carnot cycle that is being shown in here. Now the Carnot cycle, we know that it involves only two temperatures. So here the two temperatures that are taken are TH and TI respectively. So cycle from area 1 2 dash 4 to 6, 1 2 dash 4, and this point is 6. This area is representing the Carnot cycle for this process. Okay, and simple BCRC, if we talk simple BCRC, then it is represented by the area 1 2 3 4 5, that is 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, now if we talk about the refrigerating effect in the Carnot cycle, that means refrigerating effect in Carnot cycle, let us represent it by Q Carnot. Okay, so it would be represented by the area under the this 9 6 5 9 6 1 7. Okay, why? Because this is the cycle that is area 1 2 dash 4 6. It is representing the Carnot cycle, and we know that this cycle at lower temperature, here is the actual refrigerating effect that is taking place. Means heat is removed in this process that is at the lower temperature. Okay, so under this ideal Carnot cycle, we have the area 9617 under the lower temperature. So this is the refrigerating effect that is being produced over here. It is as area 9658, sorry, 9617. Okay, now if we talk about the refrigerating effect in the BCRC cycle, we have already learned that in the previous videos. Okay, so let me write that again. Let us represent that BCRC as Q BCRC. So this is the refrigerating effect of the BCRC cycle. It can be represented by Q Carnot minus area 9658. Okay, you know very well that between the points 5 to 1, this refrigerating effect in the Carnot's in the BCRC cycle is taking place, and in case of Carnot cycle, this whole area is the refrigerating effect. So which is the loss, or which is the refrigerating effect that we are not able to produce? That is the area 9658. Okay, so what I have done, I have subtracted this area from the Carnot area to get the refrigerating effect that is produced in the BCRC cycle. Okay, it can also be written as Q Carnot minus T naught delta S. Now what is this delta S? Delta S is this entropy change that is involved between the processes 4 to 5. This is the isoenthalpic process. The enthalpy remains constant, but there is an increase in entropy. This increase in entropy at certain outside temperature, that is ambient temperature T naught, is known as irreversibility due to the change in entropy. Okay, so this much amount is the refrigerating effect that we are not able to gain. Okay, now if we compare on the work, then we can write work done in the Carnot cycle. W Carnot can be written as area 1 2 dash 4 6, that is 1 2 dash 4 and 6. We know that for any cycle, the area under the cycle, that is the area inside the cycle, represents the work amount, and for this case we have derived using the formula TdS is equals to TdS is equals to dq, which was written as dH. Okay, so this is the formula that represents that the area under the TS diagram or pH diagram can actually give us the required amount of energy change in the particular process. Okay, so if we talk about the whole cycle, we can write the work as the area under the cycle, area inside the cycle. Okay, so in this case it is 1 2 dash 4 6, that is the area inside the Carnot cycle. Okay, now if we talk about the compressor work in WBCRS, then it would be somewhat more than this. It is practical also that ideal cycle actually requires less work if it is about giving the work to the cycle, but if we are extracting the work from the cycle, then this work would be less. But if we are giving the work to the system, then it will be more than the practical cycle also, than the ideal cycle. Okay, so in this case, this area, that is 1 2 dash 4 6 is the ideal cycle, but need to give some more work, because practically due to some irreversibility or some frictional changes or any other losses, we obviously need to provide more work. Okay, so Carnot work already we need to do, plus this superheated horn work we need to supply, that is area 2 dash 2 3, plus you can see that in this case 1 2 3 4 5, we also have to supply this irreversibility work also, because otherwise the process will not perform as it is desired. Okay, so we write here as T naught delta S amount of work that is also need to be supplied. Okay, otherwise the vapors will not come to this state for evaporating process. Okay, so this work needs to be supplied by the compressor. Okay, so and we can write here T naught delta S is equals to area 406, which is this area 406, and we have proved in our earlier videos that this area is equal to area 6589. Okay, so now that we have calculated the work, okay, we can write this work done also as WBCRC as heat rejected minus refrigerating effect. What is the heat rejected? Heat rejected is from process 2 to 4. Okay, so we can write it as the area under 2 to 4, that is area 23497 minus area 8715. The refrigerating effect is from 1587. Okay, and the heat that is rejected, that is the area under 234, that is the area 723497. Okay, so it leaves us with area 234,98512. This is the area that is left. Okay, so this was just the study of this diagram, the comparison between the Carnot cycle and the simple BCRC cycle. What we see here, that the refrigerant effect in BCRC is lesser than the Carnot cycle, and the work input to the compressor is higher than the ideal cycle. Now here comes a term, that is refrigerating efficiency. Okay, so let us talk about that now. Refrigerating efficiency, that is refrigerating efficiency, it can be written as COP of simple vapor compression cycle, simple BCRC, upon COP of ideal cycle, which is the Carnot reference cycle in this case, Carnot reference cycle in this case. Okay, so in simple terms it can be written as COP of, that is actual, upon COP, that is Carnot. Okay, now we are going to use these relations that we have derived in from this diagram in this efficiency, then we would arrive at some formula. Okay, so let us proceed. COP of BCRC can be written as Q BCRC upon WBCRC, that is the work input in this case, and Q BCRC is the refrigerating effect. In case of Carnot cycle, we can also write Q Carnot, that is the refrigerating effect in case of Carnot, upon work supplied in the Carnot cycle. Okay, now let us put the respective relations over here. in case of QBCRC, we derived the formula here, that is Q Carnot minus T naught delta S. Okay, so we can write Q Carnot minus T naught delta S. For the case of Burke, we derive WBCRC over here in terms of compressor work also. So we can write it as W compressor, that is W Carnot work, W Carnot plus area 2-23, that is the superheated horn area, plus the internal irreversibility work that needs to be supplied is T naught delta S. Okay, now it is divided by Q Carnot upon W Carnot. Now what we are seeing, we are dividing the numerator by this Q Carnot and this denominator by the W Carnot. Then what we would have, okay, we would have this 1 minus T naught delta S over Q Carnot in the numerator, and in the denominator what we would be left with, we would be left with 1 plus area 2-23 plus T naught delta S upon W Carnot. Okay, so this is the formula that we are left with. Now here are some assumptions are made to actually we will see that this BCRC cycle is actually very close to the ideal cycle. Now let us assume if this T naught delta S term, which is actually the losses that needs to be minimized, let us assume they are very less than the Q Carnot, that is the refrigerating effect in the Carnot cycle. So if these losses are similar, we can neglect this term. Okay, and if we assume that the area 2-23, that is the superheated horn area, it is also very small. Okay, it is also very small. Then we can neglect this term also, and after neglecting this, we would be calculating eta R as 1. That means the efficiency of the BCRC cycle will approach to the ideal cycle. Okay, and how is this possible? By taking these two considerations in the account. Now on which factors this T naught delta S and this area depends. Okay, let us look over here. So this area depends upon the refrigerant used and the pressure difference that is involved in every case. Okay, and this area, superheat area, horn area, is actually very small for most of the refrigerants. In this diagram it is seeming to be of significant amount, but that's not the case practically. It is very much less. Okay, so we can neglect this also, and for keeping this smaller, it requires that the two pressures on which this vapor compression refrigeration cycle is operating, they must be close to each other. Okay, so if they are close to each other, this T naught delta S term will be smaller. You can also see that if, let us say, if we take I am taking just as to show you, let us say this as the evaporating temperature Ti dash. Okay, so if we take Ti dash over here, what will happen? We would be coming up to here, that is 5 dash, and if we draw the perpendicular over here, we are seeing that this 6958 area will reduce to this narrow region only. So this also is represented from the diagram, that if the pressures are taken too close, then this T naught delta S term will be reduced. Okay, so after having this discussion, what we can conclude? We can conclude that it is very much possible with the suitable choices of the refrigerant and the working pressure limits that the COP of the simple vapor compression refrigeration cycle is very close to the COP of the Carnot cycle. Okay, so that's all in this video. We will look about the mathematical formulations in the next video. Thank you.